TECH WABAG. The shares are under pressure. Largely and operationally a good performance. Margins have expanded on a year-on-year basis, but the top line performance was a bit muted, just up close to about 0.8%. Don't look at the bottom line because there was an exceptional item in the base quarter. To discuss the earnings and the outlook, we have Rajiv Mittal, the MD and CEO of TECH WABAG, to take a few questions. Thank you very much, sir, for joining in. And this is a stock which has done very well. Shares of TECH WABAG are up 46% year to date, and they've doubled in the last 1 year. So my question is on your top line. And if I zoom out of this Q4 performance, top line for the company has largely been unchanged for 4 years now. In FY21, your top line was 2,834. In FY22, it was 2,980. FY23 again, 2,960. And in FY24, your revenues have fallen by 3.5%. Back to 2,856. So 4 years, you've been around 28, 29, 100 crore of a top line. Can you explain that? And what can you guide, for your shareholders? Because the stock has done very well.
Thanks, Rima, and good morning to you and your viewers. And regarding this revenue, what you're talking about, I think if you have been following the company over the last 3 years, we have clearly informed all our shareholders that company has moved on to a new strategy where we are going to reduce our construction volume. Being a technology company and a pure play company, we want to focus more on technology projects. Hence, we would do more engineering and procurement. Construction portion was always a pass-through for us, which would reduce our margins. This is what we have embarked on a journey about 3 years back. Hence, you would see that the revenues would not grow, as you rightly said, last 3 years. The revenues have not grown because the construction portion steadily is coming down. Especially last year, you must also note, which we had announced, that 2 of our European subsidiaries we have divested, Swiss and Czech. And those revenues which were there last year is not there this year. So these are the 2 factors. You have not seen a revenue growth, but as you rightly said, our bottom line, EBITDA, PAT, has grown. What used to be 7-8%, today we are talking about 13-14%. PAT, what used to be 4-5%, we are talking about 8-9%. Cash, last 3-4 years, you have seen we are cash positive. We're generating cash. This year also, we have generated almost 280 odd cash, 235 crores of cash, and free cash flow of almost 168 crores. So these are all the metrics you should see, and not only the top line, which the reasons I've given you.
Sure, Mr. Mittal, take that point and we'll go over all of those aspects one by one. But let's just get, more details into what we can expect on the top line. Like you're saying, there was divestment of certain subsidiaries and you've been pivoting towards being a more technology-oriented company. But what will that translate into? You ended last year with roughly a top line of, I think, about, it was 2,800, if I have the right numbers. Yeah, 2,856. Now, on this base, what is a steady state top line growth that your investors can expect? And if you can break that into the international business as well as the India business, where will the growth come from?
Okay, I think we have given in our investor presentation also, we have given an outlook for the next 3-4 years, and we have said that from now on, the divestment is over, the construction volumes are out. From now, we will give almost 15-20% CAGR growth in the coming 3 to 4 years. That's the first guidance we have given. Second, we have said our margins will grow, has grown, and that EBITDA will be also in that 13-14% range, and the PAT will be between 9 to 10% range, and we will remain cash positive, throwing free cash flow every year. This is the guidance we have given. Regarding international business, again, based on our strategy, which we did about 3 years back, clearly 50% of our volume should come from international, and 30% will come from industrial projects. This is the guidance which we have given.
Okay, fair enough. Sir, can you talk about your order book? Your order book has declined on a quarter-on-quarter basis. In the current quarter, it stands at 11,400 crore. In Q3, it was 12,000 crore. Can you explain that for us?
Yeah, very clearly, the country is going through elections, and this quarter, I think because of code of conduct, a lot of decisions are pending. I hope in the second quarter onwards, you will see a good pickup, not only in India, also you will see a good pickup in Middle East and Africa. Our pipeline is extremely strong. Just to tell you, in the last 4 months, we have submitted a bids worth more than $1 billion. So we see a very strong pipeline of orders.
And your L1, what does that number stand at?
See, today, as I said, in the last 3-4 months, they have not opened the price bid. They have only finished a technical evaluation. And technical evaluation, we have been rated very well in our technical evaluation. Now the prices have to be opened to see where we stand.
Okay, so fair enough. We can't get an exact estimation of where all your L1. But again, I'm just going back to the base number, 11,448 crores, roughly 11,500 crores of an order book as of the closing of the last fiscal year. To what extent can this order book grow in the current year? Will the degrowth be arrested? And if you could just break that up into domestic and rest of the world.
Yeah, I think the growth of this book will be at least by around 5,000 crores is what we are expecting. And this is what we expect, 4,000 to 5,000 crores the book can grow. So it will be more like 16,000, 17,000, the order book at the end of this fiscal year. And of which I think more than 50% will be international orders and about 40% will be domestic orders.
So roughly 16 to 17,000 crores by the end of the current financial year, right? By March next year.
That's right.
Okay.
That's correct.
So can you, okay. So now that we have the numbers out of the way, can you give us some more color on where the new orders are coming in from? I mean, both on the India book as well as rest of the world, which are the marquee projects and from where will you see this additional growth?
I think, Surbhi, it's very clear. We are all seeing, and it's a perfect time, summer. During summer, we all wake up saying water shortage. We have all read what is happening in Delhi, Telangana, Bangalore especially. There's no water rationing. It's a typical summer phenomena. As soon as the monsoon comes, we forget about it. I think we see more sense will prevail. We'll go for more sustainable solutions, which are not dependent on seasons or drought. And that's where company is progressing on manufactured water. What is manufactured water? Normally we get fresh water from the glaciers or from rain. And here we are going to get water from the sources which are not normally used for potable purposes or for industrial use. Basically, water reuse is going to be the big focus area for the company. We are already a leading company in water reuse. And second is desalination. We are one of the largest player in desalination, not in India, but also globally. We have been rated number 5 globally as desal. And we see this too will be the future for water.
Thank you, Mr. Mittal, for joining in and taking our questions. That's TECH WABAG for you. Granules